Hey Investy Besties, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about our dividend income report for the month of March. I had a brain freeze right there because it's like I want to say another month, but the months are just going by so fast. So this is for the month of March. We're in the month of April. So this is the dividends for our taxable accounts. I'm going to share two here, our Robinhood and our interactive brokers. We have a couple of others, but those are for our kids. If you did not know, my husband and I started quote unquote late. So I have an 18-year-old, and we did not start investing and saving for her when she was 1 or 2 or even 5. And so because we didn't have as much time, we are gifting those smaller taxable accounts to our children, help get them caught up while we're still actively investing and saving for them. So that's a tip. If you are a new parent, if you are a soon-to-be parent, when they are born, I think you can even do it before they're born. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you can do it before they're born. Set up an account and put a couple of dollars in there because the more time you have, even with small amounts of money, the more that it'll grow. But even if you do get a late start, like my husband and I, something is always better than nothing. And always, talk to your kids about, community colleges, state schools. It doesn't have to be like some Ivy League school. It doesn't have to be some crazy out of state school unless they have a scholarship or something. But definitely. So I just wanted to point that out. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I am not a financial advisor, so don't blindly follow me. And if you want this spreadsheet, the link to it is down below on my website. So I'm going to zoom in. Now remember, guys, the video before this was like the SCHD dividend because I know that's like a popular topic on my channel, but this is some of the other ones that we really do like as well, trying to build up that passive income. This is money we make in our sleep. We invest the money once, and that's it. And the great thing is that most of our dividends are considered qualified, and qualified dividends get taxed at 0, 15, and 20%. Now, I'll be honest with you guys, at the day job, we're getting taxed more than 20%. So the fact that we can get taxed less on passive income, we didn't have to get out the bed and get the kids ready and get in the car, sit in traffic, have a boss fuss us out. We didn't have to do any of that. We invest our money and our money was working for us. And so that's one of the reasons why I love dividends so much. So you can see our portfolio allocation right here with just these two accounts. I would like to get the ETFs to 50%. It's a little bit lopsided because we have bought 200 shares of NVIDIA. NVIDIA is not an ETF. It is a single stock. But we wanted to get some of that while it was kind of down. Because we do believe in the company. We love the CEO and AI is the future. Let's just be honest. But yeah, you can see like the allocation here of this dividend portfolio, just so that you can see. I think we have a little bit too much technology, but because we're going to continue to add to VTI and SCHD and SCHG and all that, this should, go towards 50% as the year progresses. But you can see our allocations there. Do you guys track your allocations? That's really important. And then this is like all of the stuff here that I have listed, but I'm coming over here because this is where the dividend calendar is. And you can see right here. Let me zoom in one more time. So you can see right here for the month of March, and I'll put end of Q1 so that I know in my notes. But in these accounts, we made $1,371.62. Okay, so you're already getting how much we made for the month, right? Just cutting to the chase. And again, you can see that January and February's numbers went down a little bit from what I posted last time because I took that Fidelity brokerage out because I'm giving that to the kids as well to get them caught up. But yeah, and I think it's really interesting to see like just two accounts, just Robinhood and Interactive Brokers. What can we really build these to? And the fact that these accounts are at about 290 now. Keep in mind the market is, when I'm filming this, the market is going down. The futures are, they're going to open up negative. So this number will go down. Sometimes we'll like have some green days. Sometimes it'll be red days. But for the most part, the market has been down year to date. But that's okay. That is okay. We're going to continue to invest. We invested extra money, tax refunds. I have side hustles. My husband does too. So we're just going to invest and keep it moving. So you're here at our dividend calendar. So this is the month of March right here highlighted. And these calculations for March is embedded over here. So that's why I know it's $1,371 because it's embedded the calculations from over here. So I'm gonna just share some because this video is going to be too long, and I like my videos to be like 10, 11 minutes max. So SPYI for the month of March, that's a monthly dividend payer. Again, not financial advice, but I'm sharing with you guys what we're doing in the midst of all this market chaos. Yeah, the accounts are down, but we're still getting that passive income, and passive income is I love it. Okay. So let me go back up. So yeah, SPYI. $71, 71, I wish, $21.78. The reason why I have this little dot here for QILD is because two dividends paid out for the month of March, and I just have a little note so that my husband and I can reference it, because sometimes dividends pay out twice in 1 month, and just for like tracking purposes, I want to know like when did that happen, and so in the future, we'll have some type of idea. So that's why I have that little note there. And if you want to add notes, just go to the cell, right click, and just go down to insert note. And then you can insert like a little note if you want to. But that's what I did. So QILD total was $134.12. It was a payment on March 3rd for $66 and a payment on March 31st for $68.12. So you can't beat that. Oh, look at this. I also like this spreadsheet because I can project. Sometimes we'll get dividends pending for our stocks or funds for the following month. So like Coca-Cola is already pending for April. So the fact that we already have dividend income pending for the month of April and it's not even over yet, right? It's the beginning of April. It's crazy. So yeah, that's just what it is. I'm just going to share a few others. Oh, Main Street right here. So Main Street was another one that did two dividends for the month of March. So one was on March 14th for $33.77, and the other one was on March 27th for $42.02, which is crazy. Okay. SPLG, which is another one we really like, we received $27.69. Good old Aflac, $17.89, and also a little one. So I shared this in the video before this about the whole SCHD dividends, because I want you to see that, everybody starts somewhere, and getting those smaller dividend payouts will snowball and balloon to bigger payments if you are consistent and you have your drip on. So this SCHD position, like I mentioned, is a brand new position from October, and we received $2.03, just $10 every week investing into SCHD, right? It's really, really crazy. And now that I'm thinking about it, I actually think it's $2.04. I mean, you guys see the screenshot, but I think that's what it is. Yeah, don't quote me on it, but you see it. And then finally, SCHG, $4.52. So you got some of the bigger ones and you got some of the smaller ones so that you can see, like, you know what? It all adds up. It really does. All of it adds up. And then you could see, let me just bring this down a little bit. So again, continuing in March, we have SPLG and I'm having a brain freeze. Interactive brokers. Oh my goodness. VTI. Look, VTI. So we are trying to get 100K into this. I shared this in our investment plan for April. Did you guys watch that video? And do you guys have an investment plan for the month of April already written out? That way you have some type of strategy. That's important. But $341.55. Now, VTI is not built to pay a bunch of dividends, but it does pay a dividend. And the fact that it's the total stock market is, we have growth in there. We have some mid cap, small cap, and I can still get a dividend. That's why it's one of my favorites, because it just has a little bit of everything. But look at SCHD. $425.44. I mentioned that in my previous video as well, which I really, I think just am proud of us for really trying to be consistent with all of this, because, you don't go from 0 shares to 300 shares overnight. It takes time to do a lot of this stuff. And I think a lot of people think that you kind of just get there. I mean, unless you dump a lot of money in, yeah, it could get there, but not for us. Like, it takes time to get to 100 shares, 200 shares, 500 shares, 1,000 shares. I know some of you have like 10,000 shares of stuff. That's, you get there because you're consistent. You're just slowly building up your shares. So That's my message for you guys, is just be consistent. Don't get caught up in the fact that, oh my goodness, they're getting all of these dividends. No, we started. You know that SCHD position that I just shared about, we started in October, $10 every Friday. That's how you get to your first dollar, then $2, then 5, then 10, then 25, and then after a while, $425, and then $1,000 after that. But you gotta allow the snowball and the drip to work in your favor, but you gotta be consistent. You gotta put money there, okay? So that is a quick, short, and sweet dividend income report for the month of March. Let me know how you guys did. Were you pleased with the dividends you received? Did you meet any goals? Is there anything you're going to change for Q2? So this is all going to happen again. In June, right? Because that's end of quarter two. So VTI, SCHD, all of those major quarter end payers are going to be paying at the end of June. So you have time to map out a plan, a strategy. Again, that's why I have the investment planner, digital copies as well. So you can make a plan. You can have a strategy to be prepared. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Smash that notification button. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Off to work I go. Bye-bye.